Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be going over the all-new Ford Edge ST. Before we get in this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larich Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Edge ST. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for John Jenks. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.7 liter V6 that goes through a 7-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 335 horsepower and then 380 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see we have that like distinctive U shape there in the center, and then it's kind of raised off on either side. We've got these cool looking daytime running lights, and look at the headlights as well, really sharp. Fog lights down below that, and look how the trim's all blacked out. And then you guys can see here with the grille blacked out with the Ford logo and then the ST badge as well. And then notice at the bottom here, that kind of reminds me of like the GT350 with how that's shaped. And putting it all together, I think that the Edge ST still looks pretty sweet to this day. So our tire wheel setup is 245/50/20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see here, we've got the silver on the top with the black below that. Definitely a cool kind of like swirly type design. Now look how the fender is molded there. I think that looks pretty cool. We've got a body painted mirror here, and then look at the door handles as well. And then pretty aggressive body work there at the bottom. And putting it all together, look at like the wheels and everything there with the ST. It's pretty sweet. So here's our key fob for the ST. You guys can see we've got the unlock function, lock function, the opening for the hatch, and we have an ST logo there on the back, but we'll just press that hatch button a couple times and it'll pop right open. And then popping inside, we've got quite a bit of storage space here in the back of the Edge. It's one of the big benefits of this vehicle is it's just super spacious overall. And then you guys can see here for the seats to lower those down, and then you have an outlet on top of that and spare tire underneath. And then up here, you guys will notice we can press this button and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now here's a quick look at the taillights, very sharp with the design, and then you guys can see we've got the Ford Edge badge here in the center, and then ST down below, parking sensors here at the bottom, and those exhaust tip covers look identical to the front bumper piece on the new Honda CR-V Hybrid. That's hilarious. And then here is the rest of the rear with the Edge ST, definitely a cool look. Now taking a look at the door panel here, really nice stitching and padding as you can see, and then you got your window control and then decent storage on the door panel. And then look at the seats, you can see again with the stitching, and then look at the inserts there in the center. I think those look very nice on top of that. Legroom here in the back is actually pretty solid. We've got a little storage pocket right here, and then look at the vents in the center, and then down below with some USB action. And then headroom's also good. And would you look at this? We got a cup holder armrest. With the front door panel, you can see again with the stitching that goes throughout, and then we've got all of our window controls here, mirror adjustments. This does come with memory seats. We also have blind spot monitoring in the mirrors too. Now with the front seat here, you can see the ST logo, and then again blacked out there with the insert in the center, and look at the power adjustments there on the side. Of course, Ford Performance, and then we got some nice looking pedals there. All of our light controls right there, and then you can see with the ESC off. It's an interesting place to put that button. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see perforated here on either side, and then it's like soft at the bottom. You got the ST logo yet again. Paddle shifters here in the back for that 7-speed automatic. You got your volume, voice command controls, some controls for one side of the center stack, controls for the other side of the center stack. This does come with cruise control as well. And then you got your turn signal stock, and then your windshield wiper stock. Now here is the gauge cluster. So as you can see, you've got like the one side that'll show you basic stuff on like the vehicle, and then the other side that's kind of like your entertainment section. So it'll show you stuff like on the radio, for example. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines, as you can see, and we got a zoom function on top of that. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment screen, this is like the iPad screen that's in the new Explorer. So down at the bottom, you guys can see for the climate controls, and also we're going to turn that bad boy on. So we do have heated seats with this. And then this is kind of like your media section, I guess is what we'll call it. And then we got this pull down tab, which you can see you can access like the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, the phone, got the sketch function. And then if you press the little edge, then this allows you to access different things with the vehicle and systems within the vehicle as well. And so I'd say pretty easy system to use. And then this is pretty cool. We got the volume and tuner control down below, and then you got this for the camera system just to pop it on if you want. And then we've got our USB ports right down below that. This has Ford's dial shifter. We got a parking brake right behind that, a couple cup holders, and then that's for your auto stop start if you want to turn that off. Pretty normal center console here. It's got like this little carrier on top of the console. It's very deep, by the way. Lots of storage space with that. And then popping over to the glove box, it's pretty normal. I do think that trim on the dash though, that looks pretty cool. And then up top we got a sunglass holder and then just a darker colored headliner. Sorry about the glare, but anyways, 23 Edge ST. This is a 400A equipment group, for those of you that are wondering. Total MSRP on this one is $48,080. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. You guys can see visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, which you can do with blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set right off. And we'll play it in the S mode a little bit later. That's like your sport mode with the shifter. It's kind of a weird vehicle because it's got some modern Ford UI like the infotainment screen, but then like the gauge cluster and everything and the transmission is, you know, some of the older Ford stuff. I wonder if they'll put the 10-speed in this anytime soon. We'll probably have to wait for a redesign or something. But anyways, first off, love the steering wheel. I love what they do with the ST steering wheels because they just feel like cool. I will say that with the Explorer, they go for like a big chunky one. I wish they went for a similar wheel on this one. It was just a little bit chunkier. But getting up and moving, torque's really good. I'm a big fan of this 2.7. I think that if it's, you know, put in the proper vehicles, it performs very well. But, you know, Ford puts it in some pretty big vehicles too, like the you know, F-150. It's not bad in that at all, but it's kind of like, okay, you're stretching this a bit. Suspension's pretty good as well. We're gonna pop it into the S setting. It's kind of like our sport mode, and you guys can see it pulls up with the RPMs in the gauge, so you know exactly what's happening there as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, definitely more responsive, I can tell off the bat. Oh wow. Yeah, that hits. I wonder if that's piped in audio. That sounded kind of piped in, but it's quick. It is quick, that is for sure. Man, this thing moves, let me tell you. Love the steering too and the handling. Ford does a really good job with like the driving dynamics of their sportier vehicles. Like this actually feels like a performance SUV. It doesn't just feel like, you know, it has a slightly bigger engine. Like it actually handles quite a bit better. So setting things up with the Edge ST, it's kind of a strange vehicle within Ford's lineup right now because it's so like the seats, I think they look really cool. The infotainment system, more modern, gauge cluster a little bit more dated. Steering wheel, I think it's fine, but the controls here, this definitely feels like Ford from 10 years ago. So it's all over the place, but I really like it still. I think it's a great vehicle. So if you're looking for like a more affordable performance SUV, that's what the Edge ST gives you. And I think that Ford's really the only automaker that's kind of giving us, you know, more affordable performance vehicles at this, like SUVs rather, at this point, because you got the Explorer ST, which is an affordable performance 3-row SUV, and then you got this as well. But let me know what you guys think about the Edge ST.